Hey people, it's Spaz the Magician here, and I'm going to be showcasing two decks of cards which I have in my collection that I believe every magician should own. Both of these decks are manufactured by a company called Magic Makers, and the first one I'll be going over is something called the Purple Reverse Back deck. As you can see, the backs of this look really nice. This is purple, sorry about the color if you can't tell. But Magic Makers currently puts this out in various colors. Blue, red, yellow, green. It's pretty interesting, but I happen to like purple. There's an interesting story of why I have purple, though. I'm going to show you the box here, which is really visually appealing and things like that. So let me open this up and get into what's actually in this deck. Okay, so like most decks, they come with extra cards. What's really interesting is that it comes with two Ace of Spades, which I'll get into in a minute by showing you the other ace in the deck. But, as you can see, it's pretty visually appealing. The backs of them look really nice. The spades again. But let me show you what's actually in this deck and show you the layout of it. So, as you can see, all the diamonds are white. All the clubs and the numbers of the clubs are actually black. The hearts are all white, and then the spades are all black. What's interesting is that the ace of spades here is a plain, straight-up ace of spades with no bicycle logo on it, which is why I find this interesting that they sent in an additional ace that actually has the bicycle logo on it and things like that. I don't know, this deck just looks really visually appealing to me, and again, the next deck I'm going to showcase explains why I have purple. And that next deck is the purple deck. Now, what's interesting about this, and the reason why I have the purple reverse back, is because I originally didn't know that they put out two different versions of this deck. Now, this deck is probably the best looking deck of cards I've ever seen anywhere. Unfortunately, when I spoke with Magic Makers over the phone, they do not print this deck anymore. So the only way to find it is to actually find somewhere that actually has it. I actually got this deck from a place in Maryland called the Magic Warehouse. And so it was like $12 or something like that. But let me go into the details on this deck after I show you the box. It is purple. And let me show you what's in it. Okay, so let me start off by showing you that it obviously comes with different cards. But again, the Joker's white, same thing with the other deck. But what led me to finding the first deck is this deck I was looking for. I've been looking for this deck for a while and finally found it. It comes with a double-backed card. The Joker's obviously normal back. But what's really weird is that this is a double-sided purple card, and this is a purple face with a, purple back to it. Now let me show you what this deck is and why it's so pretty. All of the hearts are actually yellow. All of the clubs and spades are white, but the diamonds are also yellow. Now let me pull out some of the face cards here so you can actually see the detailing that went into this deck and why I said it's very visually appealing. As you can see, it's really, really, really nice looking. Let me throw the jack out here. Let me throw out one of the face cards here because it's really cool how they designed this deck. It's so literally, this has to be the best looking deck of cards I have ever seen. So let me pull out another king here and things like that. But yeah, it's really, really, really visually appealing. So as I said, unfortunately, Magic Makers themselves, at least what they told me over the phone, they don't manufacture this purple deck anymore. You have to find a place that has it. If you already have it in your collection, all the power to you. I actually am going to get a secondary copy of this deck from the Magic Warehouse in Maryland just to actually have it. I'm not even going to unseal it just because I feel it's a collector's item. So I'm just showcasing those two decks, and I believe every magician should have these types of decks in their collection. If you don't already have them, you should buy them. And that's all there is to it. Well, this is Spaz the Magician. Have a good night.